Consider the right rectangular prism. For your warm-up, you will need to find the area of the base, the area of the lateral faces going around the middle of the prism, the surface area, all of the faces, and the volume, how much stuff we can fit inside of the solid. On page 515 in your workbook, you have some surface area or volume cards that you're going to sort. So you will cut out the cards and then separate them based on whether the situation described indicates finding the surface area or finding the volume. There may be some that can be placed in multiple locations. So pay close attention to what is being described on the card. Let's go over which ones should be considered surface area. Painting a room, labeling a soup can, frosting a cake, tiling a shower, roofing a doghouse, making a teepee, wrapping a gift, and the one that can be in either category is building a fish tank. For volume, you should have filling a bathtub, building a sandcastle, pouring a drink, packing a suitcase, measuring flour for a recipe, buying hay to feed an animal, making a candle, and possibly building a fish tank. On page 517, you have some fish choices. You're going to use these fish choices for reference, and then you're going to complete problems 1 through 4. To start off, it says choose 3 fish to put into a fish tank in your home. Determine how large your tank must be to accommodate the fish. Design your fish tank and determine the amount of glass necessary to build it. Some guidelines. To thrive, each fish requires 4,000 cubic centimeters of water for every inch of fish's length, meaning 1 inch of fish per 4,000 cubic centimeters of water. So if your fish is longer than 1 inch, it's going to need more than 4,000 cubic centimeters of water. The second guideline. All sides and the base of the tank will be made of glass. The top will remain open. And lastly, your fish tank must fit on top of the cabinet shown. I am going to select the neon tetra, the zebrafish, and the swordtail. Determine how much water your fish tank needs for these 3 fish. Well, the neon tetra is 2 inches, the swordtail is 4 inches, and the zebrafish is 2 inches, which is a total of 8 inches in length. And we know that for each inch, they need 4,000 cubic centimeters of water. So 8 times 4,000 is 32,000 centimeters cubed of water. We know that our fish tank must fit on top of the cabinet shown. So the maximum dimensions for the bottom of my fish tank is 50 by 80. So I'm going to give myself some space. So instead of 50 wide, I'm going to make it 40 wide. And instead of 80 long, I'm going to make it 70 long. That would be 2,800. But I need to make it have a volume of 32,000 cubic centimeters. So let's see, if I multiplied the base area by a height of 20, that would give me 56,000 cubic centimeters. So that's enough. So my fish tank is 40 by 70 by 20. Since 56,000 is greater than 32,000, I have enough room for my fish to have enough water and some extra space at the top so that it doesn't have to be all the way full to the very top. The next problem, problem 4, asks us to determine the amount of glass you would need for the fish tank. Remember that we are not using the top, so we just have the bottom, left side and right side, and the front and the back, because the top is left open. For the bottom, we have a 40 by 70, which is 2,800. For this left side, I have a 40 by 20. 40 times 20 is 800. The right side is the same. For the front, I have a 20 by 70, and 20 times 70 is 1,400. And the back is the same. So the total surface area would be all of these values added together. 2,800 plus 800 plus 800 plus 1,400 plus 1,400 is 7,200 centimeters squared of glass. Five, can you adjust your fish tank design to use less glass? If so, determine the amount of glass you need to build the fish tank after making the adjustments. Yes, I have an excess amount of volume, or I have extra volume. I could shrink my dimensions to get closer to 32,000 centimeters cubed of water. Then it says, determine the amount of glass you would need to build the fish tank after making the adjustments. So instead of 40 by 70, let's try a 30 by 60 by 20. 30 times 60 for the base is 1,800 times 20 is 3,000 or 36,000. So that's closer to 32,000, and it's going to use less glass. So determine the glass needed here. So for the bottom, the left, the right, the front, and the back. The bottom is 30 by 60, which is 1,800. The left is 30 by 20, which is 600. The right is 600. The front is 60 by 20, which is 1,200. And the back is also 1,200. So the total surface area now would be that 1,800 plus 600 plus 600 plus 1,200 plus 1,200, or 5,400 centimeters squared of glass. So we were able to shrink our surface area by quite a bit by adjusting the size of our tank. That is the end of lesson 26. Please keep in mind that if you chose different fish, you would have needed a different amount of water, and therefore your fish tank may be a different size. If you chose the same fish that I did, or fish that were the same lengths, you could use the dimensions that I did for my fish tank.